Good morning, South Florida.
And welcome to the Brooklyn Cafe Morning Show.
Grab your coffee as we brew up the talk of the day.
From the latest scoop around town
to feel-good stories and messages of hope.
A few jokes and live calling.
Highlighting local businesses.
Discussing hot trends and news stories.
A dash of feel-good nostalgia.
I love those morning cartoons.
Keeping up with upcoming events.
Sometimes trying and delicious foods.
Weekly horoscope updates.
An occasional flying duck.
Some sparkle dust.
Don't forget my bell.
And my wand.
With our brew crew laughing on set.
So grab your coffee, your bagel, donut, or any breakfast as we get you up and ready for the rest of your day.
And don't leave us hanging. Give us a follow. Comment live or call right into the show at 888-994-4995 Studio B.
Whether it's a tip of the day or just to say good morning, we'd love to hear from you.
From Amp Media Production Studio, it's
the Brooklyn Cafe Morning Show.
Dawn, where's the snooze button?
Freddie, it's time to get up. We got a show to do. Wake up, wake up, wake up. Hang tight, guys. Pressing the snooze one more time.
And it's time to do a show.
Morning time, snooze button.
Welcome to the morning show. And if you are watching us, like my dumb son says.
Can you not say things like that
but
about
you know,
people?
he calls me to tell me, Dad, there's a hurricane. Duh, I know, but it's on the other side. We're in a pocket. We're in God's country right now. Nice
right now,
and
we're
easy.
good where we are.
There is some hurricane twisters. There's
tornadoes?
Tornado warnings that have been issued for Broward and some other places. So be careful. You know, if you don't have to drive today, don't. If you don't got to go into work today, don't. Just call whoever you got to call.
It happens to be beautiful here, though.
I know, but
sorry.
You know what it is?
It is.
A lot of people, you panic and you don't drive cleanly, and sort of, you know, you get involved, and so you just don't. So he calls me, he's home, he says, I'm just calling you tornado watch. It's like, oh no, I saw him on my phone. So just be safe. It's all going to be good. It's all going to be good. Now prayers go out to what's happening on the other coast. And if you're on the water on the other coast and you did not leave, you know, I don't know what to tell you.
I saw they evacuated St. Augustine, too.
Yeah, I think St. Petersburg. St. Petersburg?
They're evacuating everything.
St. Petersburg is going to land there, I think.
Is St. Pete south of Tampa?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. I mean, I think St. Pete is the one that's going to get hit.
I feel like Niceville probably. Remember the Jim Carrey movie? What was the name of that movie?
Where is that?
The Truman Show?
The Truman Show. I feel like Niceville is like the Truman Show, is it?
It's the same area, yeah.
Of course it is.
I think it's about like 50 miles away.
Is it real that there is a Niceville?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's where he's
it's
from.
located in Seaside, Florida.
How do you know that?
Because I've been there.
Why
You've
would you
been
go
to
there?
Niceville?
Uh,
You remember her there?
Not the Niceville, but I saw the town where the movie was shot at. And
What movie? Wait a
The
minute.
Truman
The
Show was
Truman
really
Show.
shot there?
Yeah, you can still see the house there, the Truman House.
You went to the Truman House?
I could only be on the sidewalk.
Did
Because,
you drive all the way up there to see a set?
well, I first traveled by plane,
You took a plane there.
and then we went on a car ride. It was around 2 hours.
You took a 2-hour car ride to go to a Niceville alias of... Why?
Where do you fly
Have you ever
into?
been to an actual real-life movie location?
So you went to see one? Is that what you wanted?
Yeah, I always wanted to see a real-life movie set location, and there's one here in my state of Florida, so I went there. There's also not the logo of the movie, the saying like good afternoon, good morning, and if I don't see you, good afternoon, good evening, and good night, which was really cool that they had that in Seaside, Florida.
You know, they shot Bad Boys 2 in Miami. And in the Everglades. You know that, right?
No.
Okay, so now you have to travel to Miami to look at where they shot. Look at the movie, look it up, and they'll tell you where they shot them so you can go to all those different shots.
Okay.
She's funny.
So the Truman Show was filmed in Seaside.
Yes.
And you live in Niceville.
Yeah, I think they're about 50 miles apart.
And what? You've always lived in Niceville?
Yeah.
Is your family from Niceville?
Yeah, my family's from Niceville. Everyone really there's always been from Niceville, except, I mean, my dad's dad, my grandfather, was originally from New York.
Is that the real name, Niceville?
Niceville.
Niceville.
And is everyone nice?
Yeah.
Is everyone like
it's-
you?
It's great. It really is a great town. I mean, I wouldn't, as much as I thought, I always want to experience new places and stuff, I don't know that I ever really want to move.
Who would want to leave Niceville? Is it Nice High? Don't tell me Nice High,
You
please.
mean the high school?
Yes. Nice High?
No, they don't have Niceville High. They have, actually, they really don't have, well, I guess, yeah, they have the Eagles as their mascot, the high school there.
How many people live in that town?
I don't think more than 30 to 40,000 people.
40,000? Well, it's not small.
Is there a town square in the center of town, like the clock
Yeah,
tower and
yeah,
everything?
There's a town square. It's not a tower, but it's pretty much just like where the library is. It's got really deep history actually, because it was originally just Destin, which is south of Niceville, and that is called the world's luckiest fishing village.
But hold it. I've been to Destin.
Yeah.
Is it close to Destin?
It's like 5 miles from Destin.
Oh, I know where he lives.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's way up there.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I don't want to go there. That's way up there. That's where God lives up there.
But it's nice. People are nice.
Oh, it's
People are like
beautiful.
Joe. Have you ever met anyone like him?
Beaches?
I love the beaches. What's not to like? That's party central, Destin. The
If you go during
Panhandle.
Spring break. If you go during the fall, those beaches are incredible.
Yeah. So is spring break. You've been there spring break, right?
We don't go to the beaches on spring break for the exact reason.
When you get older, you will. Wow.
Are most people homeschooled like you, or they go to regular school?
Yeah, actually, I would say 1 in 3 people that I would meet go to a public school or a private school. So,
Your mom is down here with you?
Yeah.
What does she do?
Well, I mean, she's mostly just homeschooling, but she does arts, and she sells some things that she does.
And you never brought her into the studio? I mean, look around. Does she do art? Hello. What kind of art?
Well, she's not necessarily she can't draw from imagination, but she takes drawings and she traces them and then she draws them and colors them, and she's basically like watercolor type of stuff.
So if I gave her a picture, she could draw it? She could copy
She could
it?
make it. She could take a realistic picture and turn it into a watercolor.
How come you never brought your mom in? We could have interviewed her.
I didn't even know Mom was with you. That's pretty cool, too. Niceville. Ever see The Truman Show?
No.
You saw it?
Yes.
Is his mic on?
Is
I
your
don't
mic
know.
on?
Is your mic on?
Yes, it's not.
For some reason it's not picking up my
All right, so let's switch it.
So just
Switch it. Switch it. Give him that and take him this. It could be that the box underneath, I think we were talking about the box underneath the table.
So we have to start again because now no one heard anything that Joey just said.
I haven't. Did they hear anything?
I heard you. I heard him talking, but it's not like your guys' language.
Oh, it's low. Okay.
It's low. All
All
right.
right, so tell me how this one works out.
So we'll try it again.
Testing.
You know, the funny thing is that Niceville, I would draw like a shirt that says, "I'm from Niceville. Do you know where it is?"
But I think he's one of the nicest people we've ever worked with
He's from Niceville.
because he's from Niceville. I think that probably has something. We're from Boca. You know what Boca translates to in Spanish?
Boca, mouse, rat. The
mouth of the rat.
Yeah.
So,
Mouth of the rat.
right?
Wow.
So we live in a place from the mouth of the rat, and he lives in Niceville. So just from that alone, what does that tell you?
Well, I'm from the boogie down bad Bronx,
You're from the Bronx.
which is horrible.
How'd they ever come up with the name the Bronx? The Bronx.
You know, it's the only place in the world that has "the" in front of it. It's the anything, the Bronx.
The Bronx. Who came up with that name? Don't you
I don't
ever
know.
wonder where the names of things come from?
No, I don't want to things like that. I just live there. I went to a meeting one time, and the guy pointed out the only person in the room that has the nerve to say that he's from is the Bronx. Is that guy over there? I'm like, whoa. The guy was pointing me out.
I have to tell you, your grandkids came in yesterday.
What a destructive
They
tool.
are so cute. What is wrong with you?
She's horrendous.
Destructive. She's not horrendous. She's
horrendous.
unbelievable.
She's a little powder keg, isn't she?
Oh my gosh.
She had me exhausted just watching her.
18 months old, and she's like, zoop, zoop, zoop. We put your arms out, and she runs, boom. Next thing you know, there's things flying off the table. But she picked up that entire thing of plastic silver. Did you watch? No one moved.
Gio caught it. I was like, it's gonna go
No
down.
one moved. I thought that was the end of 4,000 pieces of silverware. And she balanced it. The only thing she dropped was like one fork. It was amazing.
Gio caught it.
How'd she do that?
I don't know. I was having I don't know. I was dressed up in a hot dog outfit on the phone in Boston. I don't know.
She tells everyone when she needs to change her diaper.
Yes, she did it this morning. She's sitting there like this and looking at me with the squint. And I said, uh-oh, what is that? Poopy.
I think at 18 months old, she sits there. So Joey's sitting here wrapped in a blanket, and she sits. She reminds me of your mom. She sits there, pulls her blanket over her, and goes like this. And she looks at him. There's a picture of your mom doing that exact same thing, which was hilarious to see her do this. And she's so serious.
She is.
And she just looks at her
When she gets
older
serious,
brother.
she gets serious. When she laughs, she laughs.
She's adorable.
She had you running around pretty good.
Pretty good, I know. And the pizza and oranges. I mean, what great grandkids. You are just blessed beyond blessed.
No, I hide.
You are. You did hide. What's wrong with you?
I hide this morning too. They had breakfast because
Why do you hide?
they run me over.
Embrace the opportunity.
What embrace?
Embrace the situation of your
They're
grandchildren.
gonna run me over no matter what.
You hid. You hid in there. I'm like, what's wrong with you? And then you hid in there. And they're sitting here. Why do you hide?
Because I like them to be unrestricted. And that usually ends up me being hit in certain areas that I don't want to get hit.
I didn't get hit anywhere. I don't have those areas either, but.
Yeah, but she runs to you. She don't run to me. I try to grab her, and she went the other way. I said, okay, enough of that.
Did you see that? I know. I have a new best friend. She's
Yeah.
18 months old. She's adorable. She's so cute.
You better talk to. I'm gonna talk to your son today. Says, yo, buddy, get it busy.
So cute. You guys remember special time with your grandparents?
Yeah, I remember a couple of times.
How far back do you remember? A couple of times.
I can remember all the way up to 5 years old. I remember that sometimes when I was a little girl playing dress up, I would go and brush my grandpa's hair. He didn't have a lot of hair, but he would still let me do it anyway. Or when he's watching TV, I would be like, I want to watch cartoons. And I would just change the channel, and he would let me change the channel, which was pretty cool.
Everyone says being a grandparent is everything you wanted to be
You
as a
know-
parent, but then you can give them back.
You know something?
Is that true?
Let me just inform you of something. When you do this kind of skit, it makes me feel even older.
Why? You've got
'Cause it
5
does.
of them.
Grandparents, no hair. No, I don't, You know, if you want to have this when they're a little older and I'm maybe a little
But then you're
older,
going to be older.
yeah, then I can feel it. But right now, you're just easing me back into feeling, boy, have I gotten old. And then I look and everybody's dying that I grew up with. Louis Tia, all these actors. Let's not do it.
But you're not. I think you should take the opportunity and enjoy them.
Yeah, well, you
because
enjoy them because
they
you're not
are
a grandparent. That's why you say that.
No, I'm not. Not yet. But
Well,
they're
then
incredible.
you wait until you are, and they start calling you Pop and Old Ma and
Nona.
all sorts of things start to hang off your body.
I never knew that Nona, I guess, is grandmother in Italian.
Okay,
Is that it?
It's actually grandma in Russian.
in Russian.
In
How do you know
Russian?
that?
Weird fun fact.
Are you like fun facts with Tatiana? What's your next fun fact you got?
Fun fact.
You look up stuff?
It's just something I do so I can think a little better.
Really?
How about you, Poindexter? Special time with your grandparents?
I've seen them a handful of times, but because they live in New York, so like I haven't really like hung out with them like too much. But
You ever
I
been
really
to
love
New
the
York?
Both of them. Oh yeah, many times, ever since I was a kid.
I was a kid.
Everything's just a kid. How about you? Your grandparents live in Niceville?
Yeah, well, both
course.
of them do.
You ever been to New York?
Amazing.
Yes, I actually really, well, I've liked New York, the state.
Not the city?
City was pretty bad, at least with public transportation. Actually, I mean, driving wasn't any better because of the traffic, but
Would you take the train?
yeah, we take the train, the subway.
Did you take the one train?
I don't remember which train we took, but
Where did you go in the train?
we went from. Well, actually, I guess we had to take. No, we took a subway. We took the subway through the city, but then we took a train out. We went
To Long Island.
I can't remember if it was. I guess it was north up to.
You went to Grand Central.
I think. Yeah, we went to Grand
Took
Central.
Amtrak up north.
Yeah, it was just because my sister went to West Point, so she was.
Oh, you went way up north.
Oh yeah.
You went past Buffalo.
Yeah, we took the train all the way up there.
Your sister
so
went to school
me
at
and
West
my mom
Point?
were visiting her while she was at West
That's fun, Grand Central. They go all aboard, and you get on there, and it has all the train tubes,
Your
and you
sister
get
went to
the.
West Point,
Yeah,
so she's just like brilliant like you.
She's
Yeah.
military.
she's in the military. She's an officer, and she's studying medical to be a doctor.
What are you gonna do?
Hoping to be a video editor. Or
You don't want to go to West Point?
VFX. Nope, I've been recommended because I have kind of a military family. At least not maybe not my family, but my grandparents were military. So
You look like a general.
Is there a base in Niceville?
yes, that's actually I was talking about the history there. There's the biggest, largest Air Force base in the world, or base at least in the nation. I don't know. It's Eglin Air Force Base. They have this like massive reserve of.
And that's in Niceville?
Yeah.
And that's where you're gonna join that?
I'm not planning on it, but
I thought you were gonna join the reserves.
Bless you.
no, I would like to stay away from that if possible. If I have to,
Or you don't want to be in the military?
no, definitely.
Really? You're gonna go against the family trend?
Not. Yeah. Well, yeah. I never thought that was a good environment to be in.
Don't tell your sister that.
I've told her that.
What's her rank?
She's a second lieutenant right now, I think.
And for who?
But for what?
The Air Force?
The Air Force?
Army, because she went to West
For
Point.
the Army.
So.
Your mom and dad? Military?
No. Like my dad wanted to be in the Air Force as a helicopter pilot, but he has asthma, so. Or I guess he had
Sure.
asthma. I don't even really think he has it anymore.
That's why everyone's nice in
They
Niceville,
wouldn't-
because they're military.
I would love to. Your
different
sister.
They're
level
all
of
retired.
respect.
You just have a bunch of retired Air Force pilots, and that's really well. Actually, now we're getting so many like new people coming from California and stuff because housing is so bad. Because housing is so much better in Niceville, and
Niceville
I
housing.
love that.
And your sister's married?
no, well, the sister who went to West Point is not married.
Not married.
Right?
She's older?
Yeah,
How many siblings you have?
3.
Oh, you got an interesting family. You're
Yeah.
dynamic. And what's your other sister also?
So, I got 3 sisters. One of them went to West Point. One of them I'm staying with for this internship, and she is married. She's the oldest.
And what does she do?
She does the coffee. She manages 2 coffee shops.
I know, again, things that we should know
I
about.
don't understand this kid. Where's the
I've
coffee
asked
shop?
him
Somewhere.
in Tamarack.
I have not been there myself, so I don't know. It's around Tamarack.
Can
I
you
think.
get like an address so we can send a crew out? You know, things of that nature.
Yeah, I guess I have probably. I mean, you have to coordinate that because I don't know. She's the manager, but she's not the owner, so I don't know what
Well, they like a little publicity.
Yeah.
And what's the other sister do?
She's studying for culinary school to be a baker.
Pretty diverse family.
And where is she? Where's she located?
She was in Orlando. She came down just recently because of the hurricane.
Hurricane.
So you know what I was thinking? That Disney World, Universal, they're closed. You know what it takes to close down our studio? Right? It's a lot of switches. Can you imagine what it takes to shut down Disney World or Universal? You think there's like this giant switch you go, and the whole thing just goes.
No, every piece. It's like in here. You ever notice how many light switches are
That's
in
what
here?
I'm saying.
You ever guys ever turn all the light switches off or on in this room, in this studio?
It's a lot.
We're gonna let you do that today so you can
Well,
experience it.
technically, almost anything has one switch that shuts everything down, and that's just the breaker switch.
So do you
Oh, yeah, the
think
breaker
Disney
box.
World is like one big, like envision
Yeah,
like
but
this
you have
big,
to go to every spot.
to shut it down
and
safely.
then,
To
right.
shut it down safely, but I imagine Disney World has their own power grid that they can just shut it all down if they want.
If
And
they-
then think about turning it all on. It's dark, it's black. The last person out closes down the switch.
Oh.
They leave for the night, and it's darkness and peace. And then the next morning, someone comes in, opens it up, and it comes back to life. It's just like an amazing concept in my head.
It's something I've always
Of what
wanted to
that
do,
is.
which is to go down like be in a water park and go down slides when it's pitch black at night.
Why? You're not going to see anything
be
except you
awesome.
drowning.
But think, how cool would that be? You think like you're the last person out, and you shut it down, you look around, and then first one in, you open it up, you see it come to life. I think there's so many metaphors. for
Well,
life
I had a conversation with Gio, and do you know it's easier to have things open once a day than wait until the weekend passes and this place is shut down, and then Monday you open again. You ever notice that things break when you shut them off? Like the computer wasn't used and the program is kaput. It has to be redone. If you don't use it every day, you can't notice the changes of it every day. So if you can stay open, I'd rather stay open. It takes a lot more effort to open it.
So you're staying open tomorrow?
Yeah, I don't have an issue opening tomorrow at all. I just want to make sure that it's safe for them. Me,
Yeah.
I've driven in hurricanes before.
Well, I don't want anyone driving in a hurricane.
No,
but
I don't
we're
want
gonna see
them
how it
driving in a
happens.
hurricane, but
I
I've
don't
done it
know.
before.
But I'm watching my son get very nervous over this storm, and he keeps texting me. There's one track that's coming into Miami, one track that's coming into Miami, and I'm like, dude, I don't know what you're watching, but I don't see any tracks going into Miami.
I don't either.
But I appreciate what you're saying, and we're going to watch it and see. And then last night at 11 o'clock, he calls me. It's like 11:30. He says, all right, I don't know what flipped his switch. He says, we're good here. There's nothing coming into Miami. I don't know what news report he was watching that had this like stray line going into Miami, but nothing else we see was doing any of that.
No, not at all. And people like Jojo that's up in
Melbourne.
I just told her this morning, I says, why don't you leave and come and stay with me, even if it's for one night, because I think Melbourne's in the direct
What year did you get here?
2004.
So were you here for Francis and Jean and all of those?
I ran down here to see the two hurricanes you guys had at the same time, one on one side, one on the other.
So
I missed both.
We had Francis and Jean
That
came
one.
across. It was 2004, just like what's happening now on the West Coast. It was back to back. I remember we had nothing at our house. We had no windows. I mean, we had no hurricane, no nothing. We stayed at a friend's house, and I literally walked out. And my dad's always like the bearer of bad tidings. Dad, what's up? Just want you to know there's another one coming next week. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
And that was the second one, and they both hit Sewell's Point 2 weeks apart, just like this is doing. It's crazy what Mother Nature does.
I was in Tampa, and I stayed at the airport in Tampa, which is like a giant bunker. And they had only one pane open so you could see what was happening. I saw everything debris flying one direction. Then it got sunny. Well, that's nice. And then the other debris, and then the debris flew in the other direction.
I mean, we had trees. Our neighborhood was lined with these beautiful ficus trees,
Gone.
and they were gone. It was just crazy horrible. And
Yeah,
then Wilma
same.
came in from the West Coast, and we had got more damage from that as it crossed the state. So I don't know what's going to happen.
I tell you, when I lost my mom to that hurricane
Maria.
and I flew into San Juan, and the planes had to land with torches on the runway because there was no power on the island, and to get people in and out of there was horrendous. I have never seen anything like that in my life. The island was completely bare.
But you were in
There was-
complete devastation.
it
there.
was horrendous. And then when we flew back, there were 12 or 15, 25 kids or something, and they were covered in mud from ear to ear, and nobody cleaned these kids up to send them to Boston or somewhere. I don't know where they were going. And these kids were hungry, and Linda and I went and we tried to get food. There was nothing. It's just absolutely nothing. No air conditioning. It was hot as hell. And I told them, listen, give these kids my seat because there's no way in the world that these kids can survive here. This is just ridiculous. And I met a gentleman that was having open heart surgery, and I gave him my seat. I always give everybody my seat. And they made accommodations to fly us out, but everybody got out. The kids got out. I told them, listen, you can put kids on my lap. And they said, oh, that's not safe, Mrs. Antonio. He said, these kids can't stay here. They got to go. You got to get them to wherever they got to go. But the island, I saw people who didn't have houses, and they had a broom, and they were sweeping where they used to live because they were in shock. I'll never forget this.
Oh, yeah,
it was
that
horrendous.
was a really, really,
It was-
really dark time.
It was horrendous.
First of all, Puerto Rico is not used to storms like that, much less hurricanes. So when Irma, even though it didn't hit Puerto Rico was still affected by Irma. And then 3 weeks later, Maria coming down and just annihilating the island.
Annihilated.
It was too much.
There's still
It was insanely too much.
there's still
and I have
all
family
that.
there, so when we
Puerto
could-
Rican?
Yeah, I have family in Puerto Rico. Aunts, uncles,
I
cousins.
talked to you when you were in
grandparents.
Puerto Rico.
Yeah,
I remember.
it was a really dark time. We couldn't get in touch with them for a couple of weeks. We didn't know if they were okay or if something bad happened to them. But then we managed to get the call, and they were all right. They were okay, which was a huge relief because a lot of people have lost their homes, lost their families, lost everything. And sometimes when I travel there once or twice a year, I can still see the devastation that Maria left because there are some areas where there are no trees. Like areas that I knew that were covered in trees and foliage, they're gone.
Well, I
And
used to live
it's
in
insane.
in Campos where there was a lot of trees and it was all gone. You could see right to the town. The military landed at a hilltop by a church. And Juji and I, we were cleaning up and we were covered head to foot in soot. And military people came out to find us. And I said, well, how do you know we were here? And they said, because the church knows your father. And they sent all the water and stuff like that. Yeah, you know, it's a time that we got to roll up our sleeves and help one another. Got to help people put your political stuff aside, all of that red, blue crap, you know, all this stuff, put it aside because the anguish of watching people's faces when they go through something like this is something you'll never forget for the rest of your life. I won't, anyway, for the rest of my life.
The whole feel of what's going on.
Yeah, it just goes to show, like, even though in disasters like this, we still have the ability to come together and help each other out. And
Got to.
that's beautiful.
There's a person on Facebook that I reached out and I asked if we can interview them, and this person opened their home to strangers on the East Coast. If you got no place to stay, come and stay here. And I wanted to make sure it was legit, and it happens to be legit. And I think she took in 24 people.
Wow.
And I was reaching out to put her, and she said, no, it's not about me, it's about helping. Who does that?
That's just amazing.
I mean, who does that, you know? And sometimes you can't come over because you have no place to go, so you stay.
Listen, there's hotels are available on the East Coast for people to come over, but I think you got to go now. Yesterday, the day before yesterday. Get
Right,
out and go
yeah.
what you got to do.
Yeah, my parking lot of my building holds, I think, 1,000 or 1,200 cars, and they open up the gates, and everybody's parked in there. Yesterday, I looked around, I've never seen it like that. It was packed.
'Cause I think they're starting to evacuate, maybe not Boynton, but the Boca side beaches. I don't know whether they're evacuating you guys or not also. Mobile homes, anything that's fabricated homes, and I guess beachside, they're starting to evacuate over on this side.
Well, they're going to get 73 to, I think, up to 50 to 70 mile an hour winds.
Palm Beach County,
Palm Beach County.
north of us.
Miami, further south, is going to go down to about 30 to 50. It's going to be better. Miami's going to be a better place.
I know.
Your son, you should be going to your son's house.
I know. He's not coming.
That'd be
He's
the
staying
way.
put, he said, which is good.
Which is not bad. But, you know, I mean, we dodged the bullet, allegedly. You know, these things can change. You know, don't take it for granted. She can decide to go south, and all of a sudden you're not prepared. So stay vigilant. This is why I tell him not to be in a rush to go back yet, because you go out there and you get stranded or your car breaks down, and there will be no one going out. Remember, 45 is the number. Emergency vehicles, ambulances will stop running if the winds are 45 or more. They just won't come out. They have to wait because those things topple over, so they won't go out.
You know, looking at our set, I'm going to change the subjects. I'm going to let you know I'm changing it. And I'm looking at all the things we have. We've got Cinderella and the duck, coffee. These are all things that Juliana decided to play with yesterday.
Yeah.
So I've realized that we really are like one giant camp playroom if we need to be with our prop books. I found a car for Joey. I had a Matchbox car. He put it in his pocket. Then I found a float on these things that you collect. Gio blew up a float for him, so he had the car and the float. She's got Cinderella. She's got the duck. She's walking around with coffee bags and plastic forks. Kids can play with anything.
But they have toys they want to play with too, you know.
Their toys were in the car. They didn't bring their toys in. And I have to give credit to your son and daughter-in-law. Not one iPad came in the studio yesterday, all day.
No, they actually had it at home.
Yeah, but they were in here, they got here at 1, they left
They weren't planning on
at
coming
5,
here, but
6?
there was no way of me giving them the keys.
They
So I
came,
said,
they
"Come
ate,
here."
they stayed,
Yeah, I said, come here, and then they stayed. I
and they
said,
napped, they played. It was amazing. I think it's fantastic. Anyway, lots of toys here to play with. And then Laura comes in, she's like, what is this, camp? But they were so good for that also.
Wait till you see all of them together. Now there's a new one. Wait till he walks around.
Oh, you got 5 of them, and you got 4 boys.
Oh, stop, I gotta take a Tylenol.
4 boys is like unbelievable.
I mean, you know, it's a different side of life. It's as you guys, it's but miniature.
They're really cute. Really, really cute.
You really need grandkids, you know that, right?
No, not yet.
Yeah,
one
you
wants
need
to-
'em.
Why?
Because the moment that they happen, then what I tell you before at the beginning of this show,
Feeling a little-
you're gonna say, is that a wrinkle?
Oh, I got so many wrinkles, it's like not even funny.
Yeah, but the game changes because the
The
word
aging
grandparent, you start.
You should embrace it. Be so grateful.
You
It's such a
embrace it. I
blessing.
ain't embracing
What was
nothing.
that, the thing you did? Do it again?
Embrace things.
Sorry to all the
Anyway,
grandparents
today
out there.
on the Midday Show, we have Poindexter is going to be doing his movies up or down segment. Thumbs up or thumbs down, right?
Yep.
There's still movies coming out.
Oh, there are.
Anything good? Nah, don't tell us. Wait till the midday. Don't tell me. We're going to be doing that in the midday. You like doing that? You like being a
yeah.
critic?
Yep.
Do you know that if you get big enough and you walk into movie theaters, they really kiss your petunia?
That happened to you once,
Yeah,
right? You used to be able to get into movies for free because of the hat.
because of the hat. I used to get in for free.
Not me.
Wow.
They were afraid what I was going to say on the air. So you said, oh, Mrs. Santori, would you like some chicken fingers? I said, were they made fresh? Oh, we'll make them fresh. We'll kill the chicken right now. Yeah, it's true. Because if you get big enough and you're on here and you're telling people yay or nay on a movie theater or a movie house or something, they're going to want you to say the positive things. Restaurants, things of that
Oh,
nature.
you know what today is? It's Wednesday. We have not even done a Would You Rather.
Would you rather what?
Would you rather? I don't know, Nate. We have a Would You Rather segment.
Is there a segment? I don't think there's a
I think
segment.
Gordon's going to put something together. All right. So, would you rather? Let's see. Would you rather?
You don't have the sheet.
I
You're
gotta
going to
find my
make this
sheet.
up?
We'll take a commercial break. I'm going to find my questions. More to come on the other side of this break. Give us a call, 888-994.
Would you rather or not rather play this game?
995 Studio A. Would you rather when the phone rang last night, you did not even answer it. We had a caller in on the show. You
Who?
didn't answer the phone.
Who? What caller? When?
Last night when you were running the show.
There wasn't a caller.
He said he called.
Oh, there was a caller, but she didn't tell me she was taking calls. Wait a minute. You're going to blame me?
For not answering the phone?
Yeah, I thought that was Jeff's call.
It was for her.
So why didn't you tell me that?
Because we were on the air, we couldn't tell you.
But why didn't you guys tell me before we went on the
We
air?
didn't know he called until he's like, I called and no one answered the phone.
Wow. I thought it was Jeff Santos' phone.
No, it
'cause
was
he
for
was
her.
in Asia.
All right, more to come. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Imagine this is your money and someone wants to take it from you. Who is it? The IRS. Guess what? They want your money and they can take it, all of it if they want. Remember, they sent you that letter right over here that said, hey, you owe us a bunch of cash and we're going to take it from you right now. So what do? You fight back by letting our team of experts work it out with the IRS so you can keep your money. And hey, we're good at what we do. When you hire us, you get a team of guys on your side that know the IRS laws, and we'll fight really hard to save your money. So, if you owe the IRS a ton of cash and you want to keep it, call right now and learn for free how we can help you put it back in your pocket. 5 minutes of your time right now can save you thousands of dollars. And the best part, it's a free call, so please call right now.
Call 800-651-4808.
Being a successful woman in business means having the courage to own who you are.
We
We understand the challenges faced by women, and we are here to help. Our team is here to develop the best strategy designed just for you. Your path is unique, and with the right tools, you can accomplish your dream. From radio to TV, from podcasting to magazines, we create the visibility to amplify your impact in business. At New Dawn Media, we are here to help bring your message forward and help your business flourish. It is time for your message to be seen and your voice to be heard. Contact us at 866-224-5422 or brooklyncafe.tv. Your voice can make a difference.
Give me the mozzarella. Give me the mozzarella. Give me the mozzarella. Give me the mozzarella.
Pizza Rica, tasty Richard Pizza at 2001 Northwest Boca Raton Boulevard or contact 561-826-8663.
Wings, we also sell them. Give me the mozzarella. Give me the mozzarella. Give me the mozzarella. Give me the mozzarella.
Watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
And we're back.
All right, you ready? It's Wednesday. I totally forgot it's Wednesday with all this hurricane thing. It's hump day, which means the rest of the week, good or bad, I don't know what it is. You like this song?
I don't like it in my living room. No, I don't. I don't like it this loud. I don't like it here. It's next door. Why would I?
See, this is the sign of a grumpy grandparent.
Oh, I'm sorry. You think that's appropriate? To have a guy's music in your living room?
All right, you ready? It's Would You Rather Wednesday. Hey, we got a segment?
You're going to have to do this.
All right, ready? Would you rather wrestle a gorilla or two alligators? I'd rather wrestle a gorilla, I think.
I think I'd rather wrestle two alligators because, I mean, you're just not going to win with the gorilla. You might be able to outrun, or not like outrun, but you might be able to like jump over the crocodiles or something. But
outmaneuver them?
Yeah, outmaneuver. They can't turn that fast. But
there's two of them.
Yeah, but I mean, I think you got a better shot at that than a gorilla because a gorilla is just like.
So you're putting logic to fighting two animals that are eventually going to destroy you.
I mean, I don't think you got a shot either way.
It's funny. I introduced you to Sabrina. I said that's Joey, and she's like, oh, you know what? I bet Gio wore clothes just like that when he was 16.
Exactly.
That's what she said.
He's like a miniature Gio.
That's what we think so. She's 100% agreed.
She agreed? What did Gio say?
I don't know. He was busy running around after the kids. So you got to look forward to? Amazing. What about you?
Depending on the size of the animal that I'm
two
fighting.
Alligators or a gorilla?
I'm gonna have to say alligators. I also agree with him that they can't turn that fast, so that might give me a slight advantage.
You guys are looking at the glass half full or half empty. You
plus,
just gotta
a gorilla
run.
is.
Well, yeah, are
You
we
can't outrun a gorilla.
room, or are we like in the forest, or?
You want to know where, Tom?
Yeah, where are we fighting?
I don't know. You pick a place. How about you?
Same thing. I'd rather fight the alligators.
I'd rather fight the gorilla, I think.
Some people
It's a Florida thing.
Some people can keep an alligator's mouth shut if it's like small and the person's really strong. So,
I would rather fight a gorilla because if you put your head down, the gorilla's going to need a reason. Remember, they think like you because they're close to human thinking. They're going to have to pick a reason to destroy you, whether you're a threat, which is the number one reason. They won't destroy you for food. They don't eat human beings for food. An alligator doesn't have that thought process. He's going to go for you for food no matter what. So I would rather fight the gorilla because if I put my head down, you ever seen that movie where the guy put his head down and the gorilla just screamed at him and then he ran away?
Okay. I kind of figured it was more like us. I had a better chance with that. Would you rather have a Texas accent and live in New York, or a New York accent and live in Texas?
New York and Texas.
I wouldn't want to live in New York, so I guess Texas.
You're having a New York accent, live in Texas.
You're gonna have a New York accent as Texas?
Yeah, I mean, I at least in Texas I can find a country house that I can, you know, be isolated in.
You don't think it matters that you have a New York accent in Texas?
I mean, it's kind of the same thing if having a Texas accent in New York.
No, it's different. See, New Yorkers don't care about your accents, but Texans care about. You ever notice that people will judge you based on your accent?
That's true.
Yeah.
People in big cities are a lot more tolerant.
Florida is notorious. Oh, you're from New York, aren't you?
If you have a heavy New York accent, people judge you one way. If you have a Southern accent, people think you're much nicer and more giving and more compassionate than you
And
are.
it
That's
isn't
probably
true.
because the South is known for its hospitality.
They're known for the Southern hospitality, then someone's like, and slavery, but yeah, that too.
Slavery was such a hospitality.
Such a hospitable situation.
Wait a minute, you didn't ask Poindexter.
Poindexter.
So, yeah, I definitely picked the Texan accent and live in New York. Since I've been to New York, I like it. It's a
Where
you know,
in New
it's
York did you visit?
Manhattan and you know, like around that like area. I stayed in Jersey for a bit because that's like really like close by, but mostly like Times Square and like the stuff around there. Because
You ever
that's
go
what
to the Bronx?
I don't think I have.
I'm gonna take you to the Bronx.
I would rather.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I would rather have a Southern accent and live in New York.
Why?
So we don't get so much judgment, like the point that was made. Like people judge you based on your accent. Like I can't control my accent. what do you want me to do? That's like
New York is
changing
they don't care. Because
my
New-
birthmarks. I can't do anything about it.
New Yorkers can't even understand each other. You know, a guy from Brooklyn, he talks to you, or he's like jelly roll and all this stuff, and you're like,
I want coffee.
that's easy. But sometimes people from Brooklyn, they talk, and you don't understand what the hell they're talking about, and you just nod, okay.
You think you have a New York accent?
No. I don't have a New York accent?
You do.
I do?
Coffee.
It's always coffee.
It's always coffee. You drink a lot. How much coffee do you drink?
Right now, one
You drink
cup.
a lot of coffee.
I don't
You had
drink a
one
lot
this
of
morning
coffee.
too?
No. Well, what is it? What are you, my mother? What's the matter with you?
It's a lot of coffee.
Forget about it.
It's a lot of coffee. All right. What's the next one?
What about you? I already know the answer to this one because she thinks she's the Southern Belle. You're going to go to New York with that accent? I will make sure they personally
No, I think I'd rather
judge
live
you.
in Texas than New York. I got
You
to tell
did
you,
live in
living
Texas.
Why?
Texas was pretty great.
Why?
Yeah, living
What's
in
so
Texas
great
is
about Texas?
Awesome.
Everyone is so nice in Texas.
Nice.
They're so nice.
Now, you lived in Niceville.
I lived in Dallas. So nice. And then we went to visit Houston. So nice. People in Texas are great. And I can,
what
wear
makes
my,
them so nice?
I can have big hair. I can have big nails. I can have all the big 80s things.
Because
that I
everything is
like.
big in
Big
Texas.
boots, big belt buckles, big
Exactly.
guns.
I met a
big
chick.
hats.
I met a chick in a pool one time in the Carolinas, and she was from Texas, and she was like big everywhere. She was like, "Roof, dum, ba-da, ba-da." And I said to her, "How you doing? Where you from?" She said, "Oh, you're from New York." And she tells me she's from Texas. And you know we like everything big in Texas. And I looked at her and I said, "It's probably not enough room in the pool for you."
Big badoom-badaz. Badoom.
Big badoobadies.
And what did you call me yesterday? I don't know what you said
Titties.
yesterday. No, you said
Titas.
something else.
Yang yangs. Wah wah. Wah wah. You know why they call it wah wah? Wah wah. Poindexter gets that.
You know, I
job.
can't imagine you younger, because this is what you're like at this stage in life. I can't imagine what you were like in the younger
Oh,
stage
we used
in
to have
life.
our own vocabulary. All the time. We used to say, "Whoa, it's walking by. Here's the storm. Woo, wah wah."
All right, wah wah, woo wah. Would you rather work as a bouncer at a trashy nightclub or as a personal assistant at a for a high maintenance celebrity?
You go first.
Okay. I can't even like imagine either of those. Like
High maintenance or trash?
A trashy nightclub or be the personal assistant to a high maintenance celebrity. I would not want to be their assistant. They
You
would
want to be
bring
assistant
me up
to a
and
celebrity?
down.
You don't want to be
guess
Swifty's assistant?
I'd think that an assistant would be paid more, right? Than a bouncer.
Not necessarily, but okay, if that's what you want. All right, so you rather be Swifty's assistant?
I don't know if I could do it. For
Taylor Swift?
I don't know if I could
Depending
do it
on the
for
work
Taylor Swift.
conditions.
What conditions? You're Taylor Swift's assistant. You're gonna do whatever she tells you to do.
Yeah,
Oh,
really.
I was talking
Take
about.
off my shoes, clean my shoes.
I don't know that I could do it for Taylor
That'd be
Swift.
really cool.
Do you know what they're saying now? They analyze everything. So you know how Taylor Swift did amazing things for Kansas City and Chiefs and football, right? She'd go and she'd be like, yay, yay. Now she goes to the game and she's more chill. So now they're analyzing her body language at the games because she's not like all yay and all jumping around. They've now analyzed their relationship, that they're a more comfortable point of their relationship, that she goes and she's supportive and it's not new. So they're much more comfortable and they're more in a meaningful, loving relationship.
The NFL.
This is based on her body language.
The
Analyze
NFL.
her body language.
The NFL is saying they don't want them to break up till after the season because there was a rumor about it when they were over at Paris. So she means so much to the NFL right now. They don't want her to break up with him, if they're going to, till after the season.
It's interesting, right?
It's just media. Would you rather be
Personal assistant or
to
bouncer?
Swifty or a bouncer?
Definitely the bouncer. That seems like honestly like so much fun. Like one of my sister's exes actually did some work as a bouncer at a nightclub, and like he said it was like the easiest job ever. But then again, he also had arms the size of my head, so.
Yeah, people are gonna run over you.
First of all, the question is underlying personal fun to personal restraint. Because when you work for Taylor Swift and you're an assistant, we know the assistant to Mark Anthony. We speak to her. And she's not allowed to talk on the phone at certain periods of the day. He tells her get off the phone on this day. So there's a lot of restriction. In the bouncing, let's say you're at Golfing or Studio 54 or something, depending on the club, trashy to me, you know, it means gentleman's club, it means Studio 54, those places. If you like to have fun, and I use that term loosely, then it would be that. Absolutely. So,
All right, one more.
wait a minute, what about you?
I'd rather be a bouncer in a trashy nightclub than a personal
You
assistant.
don't need to bounce, you just need to point. Get rid of him, get rid of her. What would you do?
I wouldn't want to be any personal assistant. They would run me up and down. I would not be happy.
So which would you pick? That you want to be in the
Trashy
trash?
nightclub.
Yeah, that's what I would do. I would do it for a lot of reasons.
I know, because being a bougie assistant is not going to be bougie for you,
No,
is
it-
all I can tell you
There
that.
won't be none of that in my life.
There's so many good ones. All right, one more. Would you rather spend a week in the woods without a tent or a night in a real haunted house?
A night in a real haunted house.
Definitely a week in the woods.
With no tent,
Yeah.
you
no
get
tent.
eaten by bugs.
Yeah, well, you can make a tent depending on what you have in your bag. If
You have no bag. You're naked in the forest. You ever seen that show?
You literally
Naked
have
and
absolutely
afraid?
nothing. Well, I guess it depends. I mean, if the house is actually haunted, like that there's actually real things that happen, like it happens in the movies, I would still pick a week without a tent. But if it were just like supposedly haunted,
You see, it's not haunted until it hits you in the face. You don't know a haunting, that's what makes you nervous. But if you know it's haunted, then it's just fighting through it, punching the haunted thing
I
in
mean,
the
I
face.
could stay up for 24 hours.
Yeah.
Easily.
Yeah, but terrified, opposed to it coming down on you.
I mean, it'd be easier to stay awake if I
Do
was
you do you get terrified easily?
I mean, I don't think so.
Anything scare you?
I mean, if you're talking about like you're basically terrified the entire night because you have like you feel like a looming threat or something. I think it's a bit different than being like jump scared or something. So.
What if they throw you around the room because you're
Well, and then
possessed?
that's if you're an actual haunted
What if-
house. I'd probably pick the week.
What
out
if
of
Dawn
camping.
gets possessed and she's running on the ceiling upside down?
I'll be like, for Facebook,
I would
streaming
say,
live.
Dawn, don't hit the light. Poindexter, what would
I would
you
rather
do?
spend the night in the haunted house.
Haunted house?
Yeah.
And you?
Oh, I'm sorry, I zoned out. Haunted house or.
He zoned out. Where'd he go? Where'd you go?
Haunted
then?
house.
Niceville? Where'd you go?
I mean, I'd rather go to Niceville compared to a haunted house.
I'm going to Niceville. You? You'd rather be in a haunted house.
Yeah.
If
I'm
you're
not
gonna tell
gonna
me
eat
that
by
a house
bugs.
is haunted, then it has to be like I'm buying a TV. I need to see how haunted it is. I can't just believe that it's haunted. You gotta show me that.
Well, haunted begins in your brain. So if you saw Dawn walking upside down backwards with her spine and her butt connected, you would say, yeah, that's normal.
Have any of you ever done an escape room?
Yeah.
Like the
We
the
did it
haunted
as
ones?
we did it once for
The whole
team
crew?
building.
to the crew.
That would be so cool. How did
Oh,
that go?
it was hilarious.
It was very cool.
Did you guys film it? Were you
Yeah.
allowed to film it?
We filmed it.
Wow.
We
That's very
filmed it. We
cool.
should do this. There's one right up the street here.
There is. All right, you ready to wrap this up?
No.
Can I ask one would you rather question?
Sure.
Would you rather live in the clouds or live underwater?
Clouds.
Underwater?
Yeah.
I
I'd like
definitely underwater.
Me, I'm in
Yeah,
a
me
ferry.
too, underwater.
Me at the clouds because you can't see nothing underwater.
Yeah, plus like 80% of the ocean still hasn't been discovered yet as of this time, and I want to check out the 80% undiscovered
You
part.
want to live under the sea?
Yeah, under the sea, like the Ariel movie, The Little Mermaid. Under the sea. That's a
See,
really good movie.
They told you the 80%.
Not the 2023 live action one, the
It was on the other
original
night. It's on
1989
Sunday
one.
night, actually.
They tell you the 80% has not been discovered because they don't want to tell you what they found down there. There's aliens, there's people. You know, you're not allowed to know these things. If you found out that there are aliens living under the sea, what would you do?
I'd
I'll
be more
greet them.
I'd be more scared about what they find like under the ice sheets in Antarctica and stuff.
Well, this is
And under the Mariana Trenches. Like, I want to check that out. If I were to live under the sea, I want to check out the Mariana Trenches.
The Mariana Trench. What would you do, Poindexter?
I'd like to live in the sky.
Me too, so I can see all the pollution.
See, everything that happens down on Earth.
No, all the pollution. You know how many satellites are in space? It's like the
Thousands.
junkyard of. You don't have no clue how much garbage is up there.
No, I have no idea.
I wish I could go like this and get rid of all of it.
I could smell it, though.
They have a graveyard orbit where all the trash goes.
I smelled it walking
And
around New
it's
York.
like-
Yeah, and also where back in the 40s and 50s, Russia would send animals up in space.
They're still there.
Yeah, they're still there. The poor animals are still in space.
So are the astronauts.
Well, so the astro-
Did you know that they used to
They're
call
still
them
there.
cosmonauts instead of astronauts in Russia?
Yeah, because they're cosmonauts. If you had the power to make the world go spin backwards, that would take us to a time when there was no war, no phones, no nothing, just like cavemen. If you had the power to do that, would you do it?
I mean, there would be war, definitely.
There was still war.
No, cavemen didn't have wars. They were fighting the dinosaurs.
They were fighting each other too, I imagine. I mean, every
You complicate the
species
bit.
fights
All right,
each
so
other.
suppose there's a pocket where there was no war, and you were able to bring the world to that point, but you had nothing, no cars, no phones, nothing. Would you do it?
I don't think so.
Nah.
You like the technology that much?
No, I
Yeah.
would just rather. It would suck if I was a woman at that time, having less rights at that time.
The woman didn't have rights at that time.
Well, women, that's a different animal.
It's a whole muddied conversation.
about
All right, let's wrap this up. More to come midday. Have a great morning, everyone. Stay safe. If we can do anything on this side. If you have any questions, let us know. We can always get you in touch with Linda Summers. I'm telling you, I still follow everything that she says. Have a great morning. We'll see you midday.
And don't be late.
Bye-bye.